You're asking the wrong person. I will be
This is episode 105 of the Bob Reynolds vlog series.
So I'm headed to Warner Brothers to the studio lot right now for a memorial concert. It's not really a concert, a memorial that I'm playing a song at with with an interesting group of people that's been put together. What's up, Fred?
Hey,
How's it going,
man.
Good to see you.
How are you, Bob?
All right.
We're all interested in however you feel, brother. We're all down to earth. We're very grounded, and we're here to pay respect to Bill.
I got this email on Thursday or so from somebody I'd never met before, never heard of, but we had some mutual friends. It was an invitation to be part of a band to play at a funeral or a memorial service for the actor Bill Paxton. What made it more interesting than just that was it was a band that was going to play Bill Paxton's favorite song, which is a Van Morrison song called Into the Mystic. Let your soul and spirit fly into the mystic. That song required 2 saxophones. It has a cool hook, and the hook is kind of this 2 saxophone part. The lead singer of the band was going to be one of Bill Paxton's close friends, a guy by the name of Fred Durst. Fred Durst, if you're not familiar with that name, is the lead singer of a band called Limp Bizkit. They were huge in the late 90s, early 2000 era. They're still going, but I mean, like back when record sales were still a real viable entity, these guys were crushing it. I've never met Fred Durst, but I went to school with the band Limp Bizkit. The drummer and the lead guitar player, Wes Borland. The drummer's name is John Otto, and the lead guitar player, he's known for wearing these crazy masks. His name is Wes Borland. Both of those guys went to Douglas Anderson School of the Arts. John Otto, whom I haven't seen at this point in probably 10 years, and I hadn't seen for a long time before that, but back when we were in high school, John was a year or so ahead of me. He actually, I mean, this is crazy. The drummer of this sort of hard rock, metal, rap band that was this huge, huge, huge success was the drummer in our jazz band at Douglas Anderson, and he introduced me to, let's see, Chris Potter. But these used to all be in beautiful alphabetical. This was the first Chris Potter CD that I ever found. This thing is a gem, total gem. It's out of print. But what did John show me? John showed me this. This album by Chris Potter, Concentric Circles, one of my absolute all-time favorite albums. And John hipped me to this, and he was like, dude, you gotta check out this sax player, Chris Potter, but also the drummer, Bill Stewart, on here. Fantastic jazz drummer. And I just always remember that. And then John went on to have great success with this rock band, and I always thought, it's just so wild, right? Like, oh yeah, one of my favorite jazz albums of all time I was introduced to by the drummer from a hard rock / sort of rap band. Anyway, I do it, and I go to Fred's house, and he's just super cool, smart guy, really down to earth. And we have all this stuff in common. We both lived in Jacksonville, but weren't from Jacksonville. And the band, it was about an 8 or 9 piece band, including my friend Jacob Cesny, who played saxophone.
Hi, vlog. I'll see you later.
That was really nice, like a nice tenor, and he played tenor Barry vibe, which was cool. He also saved my butt because I forgot my neck strap on the day of the gig. Made a total amateur move today, and first time I've ever done this, I forgot my neck strap. I've never forgotten my neck strap before. I actually have never done that before, not once. They're hanging up in a weird new place in my studio, and I packed up the horn. And the reason I forgot it, I packed up in a hurry, and just check this out. For some reason, where my saxophones are, like here's the saxophones, and then here's my CD case, and I don't know why, but I got into this thing where like I'm hanging 3 different neck straps on the CDs, but you know, they're sort of camouflage, right? Fortunately, my good friend Jacob lent me his.
We got Michael Georgensen.
Yeah.
What did you say that this horn was again?
This is a Martin, and it's kind of a Frankenhorn. There's a part of it that's from a con, and then there's another part that's from a different horn. This guy in Orange County, Vince Saluna, kind of makes these hybrid horns. Got this for $1,500.
Really? It looks like what Lisa Simpson plays.
Yeah, it's like,
I mean, it looks like a drawing of a Barry sax.
Definitive
Yeah.
Barry saxophone.
Yeah,
It's funky, man. It's really strange. Black vinyl pads and stuff.
Oh wow.
It's weird, man. It's weird.
Out. I didn't obviously know Bill Paxton, but by the end of the memorial, I felt like I did. I mean, it was so touching. It was really heartwarming, very emotional. Rob Lowe spoke, Sigourney Weaver, Ron Howard, Tom Hanks, and James Cameron, the director. And then his kids, his son and daughter got up and spoke, and it was very emotional. And then basically his son said, and now my dad's, good friend Fred is gonna sing his favorite song, and like we rolled onto stage. It was just, wow, man, it was a moment. It was like we were all caught off guard. I was crying and just like didn't have a handkerchief and was like getting up on stage in front of, all these people, and giant picture of Bill above us on the screen, and I'm just wiping my nose, and I was a mess, man. I mean, I felt, and all of us musicians were right in the front row so that we could get on stage. It was just like one of the, like, what is happening? And then a couple nights later, Fred sends an email, like, hey, if this sounds interesting, I'm hosting this jazz night. And I went, and I'll be honest with you, I was like, maybe, who knows what it's gonna be? I didn't know, but thought, well, Fred's doing it, it's probably gonna be something cool. But it was like a legitimate jazz night. Like, these guys were playing, some young players. Really cool, intimate little, it felt like what jazz used to be in a good way. Like there was an audience there that was drinking and having a good time, but they were listening, but they weren't like, they didn't have to shut up and be quiet, but they weren't obtrusive. It was like, it was just a great vibe all around. There was magic involved. You just never know, man, like who you're gonna, how the weird ways that your life is gonna intersect in music. Just in 1 week's time, I just felt this power of music, what music can do in a life, how it can be such a positive and connecting and healing force. And anyway, I don't want to get all mushy, but it was, it was a really special event. It was a very special week.
Look at this mess, though. We have too many toys. There's way too many toys. We either organize them or we're gonna get rid of them. You don't want to get rid of them, right? Mm-hmm. So help me organize them, okay? We have our musical instrument basket. We have our character basket. We've got our vehicles, right, Hud? Where does that go?
Ready.
Here, with the cars.
Raise your hands if you think you should throw all of this stuff away.
Me.
Raise your hands if you think you should just keep it.
Well, then help me put it in its right place.
Raise your hand if you don't want to organize stuff and you don't want people to throw your toys away, but you also want to keep it.
What is this?
It goes to a train set.
What is this?
It's Hudson's toy, and it came back from Sienna's party favors.
Does something go in it?
Yeah, his little chick and his board game.
In the last vlog or last couple of vlogs, I mentioned I got this really sweet card from a saxophone quartet, and I was checking out it's called the Fountain Hills Saxophone Quartet. They sent me a video. It's a holiday video, so it's obviously from last year. They're playing this song that I used to love when I was a kid. I used to watch the movie Home Alone like on repeat with my younger brother. I don't know, something about that movie, just like that house, and I could just watch it on a loop. There was a song in there called Mr. Grinch or something, and I just literally happened to land on these guys doing it. Doesn't that sound great? I thought that was really fun.